When it comes to love, sometimes she just can't think straight. Jessica Stein, an attractive yet neurotic 28-year-old copy editor at a New York City newspaper, finds herself in a bit of a rut. Her brother, Dan, has just gotten engaged, and her best friend and colleague, Joan, is expecting a baby. Meanwhile, Jessica hasn't been in a relationship for over a year, causing her mother, Judy, to worry about her ending up alone. Optimistic, Jessica goes on a series of blind dates in her search for Mr. Right, but they all turn to be awful. Helen Cooper, a fairly successful art gallery manager, is tired of unfulfilling situationships with various men, unsure about her sexual orientation, and thinking she might be a lesbian in denial. Helen places a personal ad in a local newspaper seeking a date. The next day, Jessica comes across this intriguing ad, but the only catch is that it's in the Women Seeking Women section. After her boss, Josh, confronts her about being unusually picky with men, Jessica decides to take a bold step and responds to the ad. However, when Jessica meets Helen, she feels uneasy, then apologizes, and leaves abruptly. Helen follows her and convinces her to stay for a drink. They quickly realize they get along well and have similar interests, leading them to have dinner together. Helen challenges Jessica's beliefs about happiness and unexpectedly gives her a passionate goodnight kiss. In the following weeks, the two women navigate a sincere yet amusing relationship, improvising as they go from private makeout sessions to casual movie dates. Jessica struggles to understand her new circumstances. Meanwhile, her colleagues notice that the typically uptight Jessica is now happier, more confident, and carefree, practically walking on air. Josh, who dated Jessica briefly in college, starts to feel awkward about not being part of this new, joyful Jessica's life. During another dinner date, Jessica and Helen visit a local bar where two men try to flirt with them. While this is happening, Helen secretly touches Jessica sensually, and Jessica becomes increasingly aroused. They head back to Helen's apartment for another makeout session, which is unexpectedly interrupted by one of Helen's casual boyfriends, causing Jessica to leave. One weekend, Judy invites Jessica and Helen to dinner at their holiday house, hoping to set them up with a computer executive and Josh, respectively. That evening, due to a thunderstorm, Helen spends the night in Jessica's old bed, where she and Jessica have their first intimate encounter. 3 months later, a joyful and transformed Jessica radiates happiness as her relationship with Helen has kicked into full swing. However, Helen grows increasingly frustrated with Jessica's insistence on keeping their romance a secret. One day, Jackie runs into Jessica and Helen while shopping. After catching Jessica in a lie, Jackie discovers the truth about Jessica's relationship with Helen. One day, while Jessica is at a bridal store with her mother, trying on a dress for her brother's wedding, Helen happens to see her and asks about the dress. Surprised that Jessica didn't invite her to the wedding, Helen runs out of the store. They argue, with Jessica refusing to bring Helen as her date due to concerns about others' opinions. Devastated, Helen says she can't accept being treated as a shameful secret and ends their relationship. As Dan's wedding nears, Jessica falls into a deep depression and visits Judy. Judy tells her that she's a perfectionist who quits things if they're not perfect, even if they make her happy. She advises Jessica not to ruin her chance at happiness with Helen, who seems wonderful. Realizing her mother has accepted her sexuality, Jessica bursts into tears of joy. She then hurries to Helen's apartment and invites her to the wedding. Helen charms everyone at the wedding and is warmly embraced by Jessica's family. Josh arrives late to the event and remains unaware of Jessica's relationship with Helen. Later that night, Josh confesses his lingering feelings for Jessica, and they share a brief kiss. Jessica then awkwardly reveals that she is in a relationship with Helen and leaves with her, leaving Josh stunned. 3 months later, Jessica and Helen share an apartment, but their intimate attraction has faded. Helen realizes that Jessica regards her more as a best friend and roommate than a romantic partner. Despite Jessica's request for Helen to accept their relationship as is, Helen insists on having a partner who fulfills her intimate needs, resulting in them breaking up for good. Several months later, Helen is now happily living with another woman. Jessica has moved into a new apartment and left her journalism job. One day, she bumps into Josh and they catch up on each other's lives. Jessica tells him that she and Helen have broken up and are now just friends. She gives Josh a flyer with her email address and they agree to meet up. Later, Jessica meets Helen and excitedly shares that she has a date planned with Josh. Thanks for watching. To catch all the latest from us, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified as soon as a new video drops. We'll see you in the next one.